Are we rolling?
Yep.
Rolling. Welcome to Lakeside Fantasy episode. I don't even know, um, where we don't have the answers, but neither do the experts. We have
Rusty.
a little bit of rust there. We're doing this a little bit late. It's a Wednesday, so I already did my vocal exercises for Monday, so it's a little bit. No, today's Tuesday, isn't it? Today's
No, it's
Tuesday.
Wednesday.
No,
It's
it's
Wednesday. You're
Wednesday.
good.
I don't even know what day it is. I didn't have work. I didn't have work on Monday, so I'm like so thrown off. It is Wednesday. Okay, so it's Wednesday. We have a special guest here. Would you like to introduce yourself? It's another Matt, so it's gonna be confusing. There's two.
This is Matt McGuire. As I say, I've been playing Lakeside Fantasy for the first year with these guys. Looking forward to talking about a recent trade and some recent players that I love.
All right, good deal. So we'll go through that. Check out some NFL scores, get some reactions from the week. How are you guys feeling about your past week of fantasy games?
Good.
Dude, I won in Dynasty and I didn't want to win.
Oh,
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
in
really?
the
Really?
tank, man.
I'll take the L.
We have audio recording of the commissioner of Lakeside Fantasy saying he's tanking for
No,
a
I'm not
top
tanking.
pick.
I'm
Hold
putting
on.
I'm putting my
Bugger.
team in the best position to win, but like
Uh,
I'm gonna be a little upset if they're putting up points like they did this week.
okay. Trust the
Um,
process, right?
Yeah,
I guess so, man.
Trust the process.
yeah. I'm in last place, so
hmm
gunning for that number one pick.
I'm gonna say something that'll just instill confidence in you viewers. I'm 0-3 in our redraft league, and I'm 1-2 in our dynasty league. We
The
don't have
redra-
the answers, but neither do the experts.
Hey, the
Right?
redraft league is super competitive, man.
That's hard. It's
Mhm.
really hard.
Dude,
I'm trying.
I think so far I scored like 435 points total so far, and then people have scored 439 points against my team.
Oh, it's
Like
crazy.
it's so tight this year in the redraft league.
Because it's the difference between our keeper and our redraft is we have 10 teams, keeper has 12, and you can really feel the difference. Because last year we did our redraft league with 12, and like these teams just feel so much better. Like every week whoever I'm playing, I'm just like, yeah, this dude could totally beat me, and every week they have. Like every team has very very good players. So
Yeah, Dynasty's the opposite though. Like I who am I starting? I'm starting people like Donovan Peoples-Jones.
yeah.
Like the squads are a lot thinner, I feel like, in terms of depth.
I like the challenge though. I really really like Dynasty, and I'm glad that we did it. If any of you viewers haven't done a Dynasty League, I highly recommend it. It's fun because like your team's your team. It was way more stressful drafting that team than the redraft team, but like now that I have it in place, and I'm like, okay, I like this player and this player and this player. The draft pick trading is really fun. The looking towards the future is fun. It feels like you actually have like an NFL franchise kind of.
Love the draft pick aspect of it.
hmm I think that's a good segue into this trade discussion here.
Oh yeah. So what we have on the screen here is one of Matt's first trades that he made in the Dynasty League. Um, didn't
A
know if
lot
you
of
wanted to.
negotiation. Yeah, I can give you some background.
Yeah.
I initially made the trade with another friend of mine, Bar, right, who's in our league, to get Terry McLaurin, Garrett Wilson, and my second round pick. Not really thinking about the fact that I have Curtis Samuel, who's been going off so far this year. So I realized that I probably can't keep both of them. And it seems like Carson Wentz loves Curtis Samuel so far. So
Oh
I
yeah.
was, Kyle was one of the few people that gave Terry a little heart. He liked him, so I knew he was interested. So I reached out. I really, I like Michael Thomas, but Kyle and I were talking about before the week actually that we're gonna hold off on trades because a long time ago I made a trade on a Sunday and I got a player that got hurt and out for the season. Of course, Michael Thomas got hurt, so I changed what we were talking about. We were talking about initially just a swap, Michael Thomas and Terry straight up. We got talking about more draft pick wise. We were talking about what, Kyle? First round pick and Terry initially.
The initial, like, well, I don't know what the initial, but like after the slight like foot injury thing, I feel like he may or may not be practicing this week. It was sounding good that he was
Not
practicing, but like after that, after whatever happened on Sunday, we initially were talking about the swap
right.
straight up. Then it turned into a Terry, a Terry for like a Michael Thomas and a first.
Right.
Then it turned into more of like a Michael Thomas, a second, and a Velas Jones, which then
Correct.
turned into a Michael Thomas, a second, and a Mechie.
And then John Mechie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I like Velas Jones, but he's been hurt a lot, so who knows with that hamstring.
he's older also. Like I was preferring to trade you Velas Jones over Mechie because like Velas, I didn't realize he's 25. Like I didn't know that when I drafted him. He's 25. He's
he's
pretty old for a rookie, you know. Whereas Mechie's only 22. I definitely like Mechie more as a prospect, but
I would agree.
I mean when it comes down to trades, we kind of said this like before the podcast started, but like the most ideal trade for two parties is one that makes both parties better, right?
Right.
And the only other reason people do I mean, obviously, the reason people do trades is because their side feels that their team is getting better. So, like, if you ask me, I'm going to say I think I'm getting the better side of the trade. If you ask you, you're going to say I'm getting the better side of the trade, you know? So it'd be interesting to see if, like, maybe we get some YouTube comments this week, we get some emails, get some messages or something. Who you guys are thinking came out on top of this trade?
Yeah.
I won't give any hints who won the trade.
Well, I mean, you guys kind of already got into it, but going back to your first trade, Matt, with Garrett Wilson, second round pick for Terry McLaurin, that was done right before Garrett Wilson had his 30-point game. I was just curious, like, you having any regrets with that trade, or how are you feeling about that one?
A great question, because the only regret I get is when Bart sends me daily texts about how Garrett Wilson's a stud. He sends me gifts on a daily basis, and he sends me all these texts about how he's gonna be the next big thing. I personally never trust a Jets player, usually in fantasy.
I think that I feel like Garrett Wilson is looking like a top tier prospect, but for him to like be a reliable, consistent fantasy receiver, I feel like they've got to get their QB situation in order. Post elite Flacco play.
Yeah,
once he's out of there.
When's the last time that the Jets had a good quarterback?
That's why I told him. Yeah, that's why I was happy doing the trade.
Would you consider Brett Favre as the last good Jets quarterback?
Yes, look at Jets QB.
Like Mark Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez.
He had some good years.
Yeah.
But fumble.
I don't know. And like even looking out to the future, I just like don't see Zach Wilson being like a top QB. Like I can't really trust him from what we've seen so far. So I don't know. I think Garrett Wilson's a great talent, but future for QB situation is very iffy in my opinion.
Yeah, they got to get that figured out.
And also, I'm in win now mode. I honestly had no idea my team would go 3-0. I'm completely surprised, even still, that I haven't lost a game yet. So I wanted Terry to be more in win now mode rather than wait for Garrett Wilson in the future.
Yeah. And moving to your next trade, I would say that like Michael Thomas might be an even more win now kind of player than Terry McLaurin is, if he stays healthy. Oh, we hear the hounds, Kyle.
Do you hear it? Okay, I'm covering the mic, but yeah, I live in a kennel. I kept that under wraps for 8 episodes or so, or not in a kennel. Adding to that point, I think Michael Thomas is an excellent win now player, and you can even go back to our previous episodes. And I'm the biggest Michael Thomas supporter out there. I mean, you guys can vouch for that. First episode I said, guys, go draft Michael Thomas. He's being undervalued. So I like
an episode.
it's like every episode. So now I have Michael Thomas in none of the leagues, but I
You're
I
jumping ship and you're telling everyone to get
but I'm
onto
not,
that ship.
but I'm not though, because like I feel like I feel like I wanted Terry as a future oriented pick with this being dynasty. If this was redraft, like I feel like I'd have to think about it, but I feel like I might still like stick with Michael Thomas this year. He's proving that he's like a very, very solid wide receiver. Um, I don't know, and even with the emergence of like Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson with the Commanders, like I don't know if that like kind of hurts Terry's value a little bit, and that like is Wentz really going to be throwing 40 times a game and throwing 3 touchdowns a game? Like probably not. Um, but I've had Terry in the past, and I'm a fan. He's a very talented receiver also, and he's got a few years on Michael Thomas. So where I was at was this was a future oriented
Good pick.
trade
Yeah,
for sure.
he's got great talent. That's for sure. He should be an elite receiver for at least 3-4 years. He just signed that contract extension, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, going back to Garrett Wilson, but I feel like Terry McLaurin's QB situation's better than Garrett Wilson's. I mean, even with Carson Wentz, I mean, I trust him more as a QB than Joe Flacco or Zach Wilson.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like that's I feel like that's the big like question mark for McLaurin kind of going forward. I mean, he's top 20 receiver with kind of poor quarterback play, kind of like almost makes you think of like a Brandon Cooks kind of thing. But for him to truly elevate, I feel like it's either got to be like Wentz has got to continue to play at the level that he's been playing at, or they have to get drafted a new QB, which I don't know. I don't know if that'll happen because I don't know if they're going to have a high enough draft pick to really go after a guy like that.
I agree.
So
I think the pick is cool too. I mean, that second round pick is nice for a heavy draft. A lot of talent coming out next year. Just to get that second pick back, second round pick is really, I thought it was helpful for me, my team, future.
Yeah, I would be interested in seeing like a rookie mock draft from last year just to see like the talent that's going in like the second round of rookie drafts in Dynasty. You know what I mean? Just because I'm curious, 'cause I'm not exactly sure, but like I think like this draft was very very wide receiver heavy.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'd just be curious to see like what players are going in the second round.
Yeah, it'll also be fun to see like in a couple years if we're looking back to this trade and seeing like who you guys got with these draft picks and see who really won that trade.
I think we will too. That's why I love Dynasty.
It'd be cool.
Dynasty's sweet.
I think there was one more trade we might want to talk about.
Which one's that?
Or maybe I was looking at someone else. Oh yeah, that was Bart, I think. Maybe you could look at it.
Oh yeah.
What was his? Let me see it.
That was the Eckler trade.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a little
where you got Drake London and a first, I think. Right now, it's looking to be a pretty nice trade.
Yeah, do we want to just put someone on blast that's not even here? I don't know who's in this trade.
Yeah.
Let me see that. Okay, so it's Drake London and a first for Eckler.
Yeah. I mean, Eckler's not doing too much right now, I think.
No, dude, you want Drake London in that first.
That first round pick might be the first overall pick.
It could be, yeah. Though it's Joe's pick, so I mean, I think he might be one of the better teams, so it could potentially be outside the top 6 picks.
Playing head to head this week.
What was that, Matt?
Playing head to head this week, those two teams.
Oh, they are? Okay.
And what week was that trade made? Week 1?
I was like, yeah, week 1 or 2. It was pretty early.
Like,
yeah.
That's when we had such a small sample size of Drake London, and I'm sure what people were thinking was like, yeah, he's gonna get targets, but it's like this Falcons. We just didn't really know what to expect. It's like, can I really trust this rookie receiver or not. Now it's looking like even in redraft format, it's like, yeah, you can really trust Drake London. So that's a rookie that's immediate impact.
It's crazy that you can trust this guy, but you can't trust Kyle Pitts.
Right? I don't understand. You can trust Cordero Patterson, but you can't trust Kyle Pitts.
It's so frustrating as a Kyle Pitts owner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Surprised.
I'm not.
Yeah. You hit the caution button earlier in our shows, Matt, but I think you also drafted him in that mock draft, didn't you? Or no, I did.
No, you did. I did George
I
Kittle.
did. Oh, okay. But you give analysis as a previous owner. And you're like, yo, guys, chill.
Yeah. Last
Proceed
year.
with caution.
Yeah. So yeah, Matt, like, do you have any specific players you're really liking this year, or like any players that you're not liking as much?
Yeah, so I was gonna say I had a lot of in my redraft leagues. I'm in 4 total leagues, including the dynasty.
Wow.
I have a lot of Amon-Ra St. Brown stock, so I'm loving that. I wish I drafted
Yeah.
him early. I was gonna say
That's a big one.
Judy's one of my disappointments.
He might turn it around though.
He might.
I
He
mean,
was hurt too.
Sutton is definitely looking high there, but like Judy is also dealing with that injury too, and he had that very strong week 1 performance. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think I had David Montgomery as well.
you have Khalil Herbert.
Rest in peace.
No.
Oh God. Didn't get him on the waivers.
No, I was gonna say that's one of the leagues I try to do wide receiver in the top 3 rounds. I have Amon-Ra, I have Devontae Adams, and I have Debo. But then I have David Montgomery, Cam Akers, who's also the biggest letdown this year so far. My lead running backs.
Yeah, just hurting at running back.
Yeah, big time.
Yep.
I mean, Devontae Adams is kind of being a letdown.
It is. After that first week, it was great.
Yep.
But since not much.
I don't know. That Raiders team is kind of a train wreck.
I've done, like, this is a completely different scenario, but like going into the season, like a previous season, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I drafted Antonio Brown 2nd round on the year that he went to the Raiders. So something about top tier wide receivers going to the Raiders, like it's just like a bad juju thing. Like I'm like, no, I'm not touching that. Even though I completely trust Devontae Adams, and that was a totally different scenario.
That's where receiver careers go to die, I guess.
It's just like a superstitious thing. I'm like, no. This is too similar. My brain's like, this is too similar, and I know what happened last time. I'm not touching it.
Yeah. Even the ones who were there before, like Amari Cooper, didn't do well. He went to Dallas and did. Or like Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, it didn't work out well for him.
No, not at all.
Definitely not.
What about you guys? What are your biggest disappointments? Fantasy-wise.
Ezekiel Elliott, 110%.
That's a good one.
Because like every game that I watch, Pollard just looks better. Like Pollard just has like some crazy nice play where I'm like, oh, he looks so good. And then they're just splitting the backfield more than they ever have now, or it's 50-50. No Dak there. And historically, Ezekiel Elliott has performed very poorly when Dak is not playing. It's a rough time as an Ezekiel Elliott owner, because it's like, what do you do with this? Even if you had like Pollard too, it's like they're just capping each other so much.
Yeah, AJ Brown has been my biggest surprise, or not surprise, but like I don't know. I have AJ Brown in one league, and I'm very happy with what he's done so far. Oh, Kyle's on mute now.
Jalen Hurts looks great so far on the ball.
Oh yeah, that's my other one. I have Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown on the same team, so that it's a very nice stack.
It's a good combo
that I'm liking.
That's nice. My biggest
This is like
letdown.
Sorry, Connor. Sorry, just to say this
Oh,
real quick. This is like the Jalen Hurts to AJ Brown, and I hope I'm not overreacting when I say this. It reminds me a lot of the combo of like Mahomes and Tyreek Hill in fantasy, where like you could just get some wins from that duo. And I hope that that's not an overreaction for the season.
It might be because we haven't had a game like that yet. I don't think, right? Yeah, when I think of Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, I think of like 35 to like 45 point games from like Tyreek Hill. I don't think we have that yet with AJ Brown, but I hope that comes to fruition.
yeah, it seems like Devontae Smith's been taking a bunch of those receptions and touchdowns away. So.
Oh, dude, he looks so good last game. Like so good, like contested catches, just so good. And he robbed them of 50 yards. That 50-yard catch,
Oh
he
yeah.
didn't catch that. He rolled out of bounds. He didn't get both feet down, but we'll take it. And it's a good time to be an Eagles fan at the moment. So what's yours, Connor? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. I'd say the biggest letdown is for me Tom Brady, because
I'm so sorry.
I have 3 leagues. I have him in all 3 leagues, and it's been rough.
Oh man.
I thought
I'm so
I thought I
sorry.
was getting a steal late, taking QB late with Tom Brady. I was like, last year, incredible. He's gonna do it again, but
Who's your
You
backup?
ride that wave.
none for 2 leagues.
Ride or die
I
with Tom Brady.
Ride or die. Ride the
yeah,
wave.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like pick up Carson Wentz, like Tua.
You,
Yeah. Jared Goff is probably out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Trevor
Oh,
Lawrence.
yeah, Tom.
I think it was. I don't know. I think it's a lot of just injuries, and things will get better.
Yes.
So I'm just riding it out.
Ride the
I,
wave,
I
man.
think
Yeah.
Tom Brady has some marital issues, and until that gets worked out, I think he's gonna continue his poor performance because he's
This
got
is
too
the
much on his
insight.
mind.
This is the insight you get at Lakeside Fantasy.
Yeah.
Forget your stats. Listen to this. Oh, man. Should we look at some games? Should we look at some game scores?
We can. Matt, I don't know if you want to stick along for the ride or just hop out. I mean, whatever you want to do is fine with us.
Yeah, I'll stick on. I'll stick on a couple more minutes. Yeah, I'll stay till 8.
All right.
All right,
Cool.
yeah, sounds good. Steelers Browns.
Steelers Browns. I Snapchatted you, Matt. I think I Snapchatted both of you in our group chat. I'm saying Kenny Pickett starting by week 6, maybe week 5. I don't know. There were so many just throws in this game.
I think Tomlin is going to be stubborn and just stick with Trubisky. If anything's going to change, it's probably going to be the offensive coordinator getting fired or something like that. But yeah, this offense is stinky doo-doo. It hasn't changed, and I'm not expecting anything to change for the near future.
We had the George Pickens catch, though.
Yes.
That's crazy.
That's a new development. I think Mitch Trubisky said that I should throw it to that guy more often now. So, not that that really means anything coming from him. I mean,
it's like hard to say he's a buy low right now because it's like that Steelers offense. Like he looks extremely talented.
If anything, it's a sell high moment for George Pickens.
And Najee Harris to the list of disappointments.
He is, yeah.
Oh yeah. I feel like there's been more disappointments running back wise this year than like what you expect.
Definitely. I mean, like Derrick Henry having a rough couple weeks. I mean, he did have a good week this week. People thinking Christian McCaffrey's not doing too well, but I mean, he's doing solid. He's just not doing what you expect from Christian McCaffrey.
Dalvin Cook hurt.
Yep.
Not playing that. So it's a rough time for fantasy running backs, I guess.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, is he been doing real good or
his first week he did well. I don't think he did that much the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
But shifting focus back to the Steelers Browns, Chubb looked really good.
As always.
My hot tamale take, lukewarm take, Nick Chubb finishing. This is the season. It's not probably not the season with this offense, but he's looking good.
Mari Cooper looking good.
Mari Cooper. I saw him on multiple sit column as a sit, like sit of the week. Sit. Do not play Amari Cooper. I would like to screenshot them so we have them for Lakeside that have the answers, but neither do the experts. Because look at this: 101 yards and a touchdown, 11 targets.
2 weeks in a row.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm surprised. And Joku. Finally, they're listening to you, Kyle.
It's a fluke. Every single year he has one game like this. Everyone says, race to your waivers. Go grab him. They drafted him so high. This is finally his breakout year. And then he does nothing. Absolutely nothing for like 5-6 weeks. He'll have one more semi-decent game. And they're like, wait, maybe. And then nothing will happen again. He looked good.
He looks so
He's
nice.
very
though.
athletic.
He caught everything that was thrown to him. I'm pretty sure.
It's not a him thing. It's just like, are they going to use him or not? Every year the answer is no. I'm slightly fed up, especially seeing a game like this, because I'm just like, he's good. Just use him.
So
I think sell high. In redraft you might want to do that. I was going to say in Dynasty, it might be worth to have Njoku with Deshaun Watson coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Sold. I'm with Kyle. I'm not sold.
It's just he's been there since 2017. Like, use the man.
Yeah, but the Browns don't use anybody.
They shouldn't be figuring this out
besides the
now.
running backs.
Yeah, just hand it to Chubb. Why do anything else?
Honestly.
Yeah.
All right, should we move to the next one? I'm keeping us on our 45-minute pace here.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. A very watchable show, 45 minutes.
Bills, Dolphins.
Bills, Dolphins. My pick from last week, my hot tamale take was that Dolphins would beat the Bills, but I said they would score 40. They didn't score 40, but they did win. So I'll take that as a half W for me.
Yeah, we'll count it. Did you see the offensive coordinator for the Bills have that meltdown?
Was that the offensive coordinator?
I thought it was.
Yeah. Was there another argument on the other side of the field where it was like a Dolphins defensive lineman and like the D lineman coach or something too? I saw one where there was like someone was screaming at somebody else. I thought it was on the Dolphins side.
Is that the Jets?
Or is that Jets?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, someone will know. I know more than these guys. I shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I just remember the Colts or not the Colts, the Bills losing, and then the camera would just cut to the offensive coordinator, and he's like smashing his clipboard.
That's always fun.
We buying Devin Singletary?
Nope.
Selling high?
Yep. There's just too much going on in this backfield. I don't like it. Zach Moss looked good with his 4 carries. Singletary is so like year in and year out. And then you got James Cook just kind of hanging out, who they drafted. Like I don't want it. I'm not buying this.
Would we rather have Devin Singletary or Chase Edmonds?
Chase Edmonds.
Singletary, I think.
I'm taking Edmonds.
Well, you Matt.
I don't. It's a 50-50 toss-up.
I mean, I don't really trust either of them.
I guess Singletary. Yeah, I don't want to start either of them, really.
Yeah.
It pays Chase Edmonds all that money, they're not using him.
You think they'd realize that and be like, oh, let's get our money's worth here.
Mm-hmm.
But they just seem to be confused as to what they're doing. I mean, they look at how many. I mean, this is against the Bills too. I mean, look at how many rushing yards. They have 41 rushing yards in this game. This is the Bills though, but jeez, oh man.
I'm kind of confused how they won.
And they still gave more carries. They gave more carries to Raheem Mostert in this game, and he's averaging 1.4 yards per carry. Come on, what are you doing?
Makes no sense.
You see Tua get like knocked out practically.
Yeah, there was you guys see that the NFLPA or like initiating an investigation like regarding Tua being put back in the game so quickly after having the concussion symptoms.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like got up or whatever, and then like stumbled down or something. I don't know. It looked bad.
That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
That's very scary. He's questionable for. They have a Thursday night game too, so he's questionable. And I saw Waddle's also questionable for that game.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they can
even if
be ready.
Even if Tua's playing Thursday, I'd be a little hesitant to starting him because I could very well just see him getting pulled out of the game like first quarter.
He's a risky one.
Yeah.
Who are they playing?
I think the Bengals.
Okay. Well, I think I know who Matt's picking to win, regardless of Tua's.
I don't think that's a hot tamale pick. Sadly.
Yeah. No. It's not. You cursed them. We already the damage is done.
I think
curse has happened.
Yeah, I cursed them the first 2 games. I think they broke the curse this week though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Took a bad team like the Jets. But happened.
Goodness for those Jets.
Yep. They said I saw this week they said Waddle and they view Waddle and Hill as interchangeable wide receiver ones on their team, and I completely agree. I mean, fantasy wise.
Yeah, I believe that. Whoever's open.
Yeah.
Should we go on to the next game?
Yeah, let's go. We got a lot to get through.
And speak of the devil.
Oh wow.
There it is.
Tyler Boyd having his 1 of 3 games where he blows up.
Yep. Probably a sell high. But we also said that Tyler Boyd was one of the most talented players you can get at those like really late rounds in your drafts too. So.
Yeah, I think he might be the best wide receiver 3 on his team, or like in the NFL.
I think so. Because I remember when before they drafted Jamar Chase and they just had T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, they were both just so good. They're very productive, fantasy wise and just game wise.
Yeah, I'm a little worried with Joe Mixon. I mean, like,
he's struggling. Look at those stats.
Yeah.
And this is against the Jets, where like they're winning too, so they should be running the ball. Like, did he get hurt or something? Is that why Ryan has so many carries?
I'm not sure.
No, it says he's active. There's no questionable mark. So I unless something happened in the game where he was pulled slightly for something, if we're just going under the impression that he was healthy, this is extremely concerning if you have Joe Mixon, fantasy wise. Even like I mean, like Jamar Chase's stat line was not great. I mean, he did have a touchdown, only 29 yards, but like, see 10 targets. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Chase.
No.
Or Higgins.
Yeah, Higgins should have had a touchdown. Looked
But
like a catch to me.
Yeah. T. Higgins is so good, dude. He's so good. Do we really live in a world where do you guys think we're living in a world where we see Samaje Perine take Joe Mixon's job?
No.
I feel like no. But this is just a really weird stat line.
Yeah, it is. I mean, definitely, like, I still trust in Joe Mixon, so if you can get him for a low price, I I think it'd be worth it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Agree. Yep.
Other side of the ball, Garrett Wilson with 11 targets. That's encouraging. Brees Hall with 11 targets. That's extremely encouraging. Brees Hall just seems like PPR wise seems like such a good buy, right? All those receiving targets.
I don't know what the heck Joe's gonna do week to week. I don't know if I can count on those targets
I think
for
Zach
Brees Hall.
Wilson's coming back this week, right?
Oh, he is? Okay, so this offense is going to look completely different.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to
Right.
see what it looks like when he's back. And
Yeah.
It's probably going to be worse.
I don't know if they did that with Joe Flacco. I mean,
I feel like Brees Hall just has such a solid PPR floor though. Like look at this stat line. He's getting 6. Say he gets 11 targets. He only catches 6. There's 6 points. 50 yards. Add 5 more to that. Then he's gonna get some running work. Add 4 more points there. You're looking at over 10 fantasy points. I feel like that's kind of his floor. Isn't that what we've seen kind of week in and week out from him at this point?
Has he been getting 6 targets every week?
Well, that was last week. He had 11 targets. 11 receiving targets.
Yeah, but like the first 2 weeks, I'm kind of curious about.
Plug the Sleeper app. Give us a sponsorship because I'm using your app right now.
Yeah, so it goes 9 targets and then 1 target, and then to 11 targets. So I mean, it's.
You want to average that out? We're probably sitting at like 7 or 8.
Yes, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, if it were me, I'd be trying to buy Brees Hall. Mm-hmm. If you're in a PPR league, that is.
He's gonna win that job sooner or later, I would think.
Yeah. All right, should we move to the next one?
All right, guys. I'm gonna duck out. I was gonna say.
All right.
Appreciate the honor. I'm a huge fan of the show. Say, hopefully I can come on soon. Hopefully I make more trades. Maybe with
absolutely.
Matt or Connor. I'll say a public service announcement here. Anybody that wants to buy in on my players, please do. Especially Chase Edmonds, please.
There you go.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
He would take Devin Singletary.
Right.
Confirmed.
Hint, nudge. Yeah.
All right,
thanks
guys. Well, thanks again. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have you back on soon enough.
That's good.
Thanks for coming.
Matthew Barry, please sign these guys. They're great.
Yes.
Yeah, listen to them.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
Guys.
Yep.
See ya.
See ya. He reminded me at the end of this episode, I've got a Matthew Barry email typed and ready to go. I'm gonna read it for you guys. I got it. It's I didn't even send it. It's just sitting waiting.
That'll be a good end.
Yeah. All right, what do we got next? What are we looking at here?
Raiders
Titans.
The Raiders lost to the poo-poo Titans.
I can't believe the Raiders look so bad. And what is Mac Hollins exploding for? What is that about? Why?
Seems like it's a different receiver each week. The week before it was Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah. I don't even see Hunter. Does Hunter Renfrow hurt? I don't even see him on the
he got injured last game.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. I was like, where did he go?
Yeah.
Devontae Adams? What are we feeling? Is that a buy, maybe?
I mean, if you're asking me, it's a buy, but maybe I'm not the right guy to ask.
I feel like I'm leaning buy.
And who's selling?
Sell? Yeah.
I wouldn't sell.
Yeah. I think it still would be hard to get Devontae Adams, but I don't see this Raiders team being such dog doo-doo week in and week out. So I think brighter days are ahead for Devontae Adams and the Raiders.
Yeah, it's just I expected more out of them. I mean, honestly, same thing on the other side of the ball for the Titans. Man, they're just looking rough, right? I don't know. Is Tannehill gonna get is he gonna lose his job to Malik Willis? I don't know what's happening.
He might. I don't know.
Robert Woods kind of had a game, kind of, but like Traylon Burks didn't really do anything.
The only person who really had a game was Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
I feel like.
yeah. And
Yeah.
honestly, like he's been well past due at this point. You know what I mean? Like he's he finally performed where you kind of drafted him to perform at. Like he got you 20 plus fantasy points.
It wasn't really his usual way of doing it. Like on the
Yeah,
ground, it
receiving.
wasn't like too great, but yeah, the receiving like really picked up there.
Receive receivings are really. Oh my god.
Get it out. Get it out. We'll take 5 seconds right here. You just cough it out. Yeah.
There we go.
There it is. Get that out of there.
Oh man, I got some tears in my eyes from that.
Vicious one.
Yeah, really encouraging to see Derrick Henry be involved in the passing game.
PPR, dude, that would like
Dude,
elevate him to another level. It'd be crazy.
that would make a brand new fantasy monster. I feel like if he does what he did last year with getting like 30 carries, 200 yards, along with 10 catches, 80 yards, touchdown. I mean, that'd be nuts. But I don't think this offense is going to be able to put him in those situations too often.
Probably not. As a Derrick Henry owner in our redraft league, I'm not selling him though. Even though like he had discouraging week 1 and week 2, and now like this would be a super encouraging game, so this would be kind of the time to sell if you're kind of not on the Derrick Henry train. I'm holding pat with Derrick Henry for sure.
Would you swap Derrick Henry for Saquon Barkley?
You asking for your brother, or out of curiosity?
For my brother?
Yeah, I think
Is
he's
he
the one who
offering
has
you
Saquon.
trades?
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Oh, okay. No, I'm
Um,
not asking for anybody. I was just curious who you'd rather have.
like that's a trade that I wouldn't decline right away. Where I really look at it, really sit and just stare at the screen and be like, "This is my season right here." Like whatever the decision I make here is my season, and I'd probably decline it. That's tough. That's a tough one.
I will say if the Cowboys made the tackle that they should have in that one play where Saquon ran it for like 25 yards and a touchdown, he wouldn't have had that great of a week, and I would have won my fantasy week at the same time.
There you go.
But
yeah,
I don't know. It does a little bit. It was like stuffing them all game long. It's just one play where there's multiple people who had hands on him, but they just couldn't get him.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd probably stick with my ride or die Derrick Henry. I told you guys tier lists. I said this is the number one right here.
We all
Derrick
said it, I think, right?
Yep.
We were all saying Derrick Henry.
We're sticking this one out. Even though this Titans offense is scary to me. Not in a good way. Moving right along. Saints and the Panthers. Up there's. McCaffrey had his game, which is encouraging. No touchdowns though for him.
It again, it was like it was okay. It's not what we come to expect of McCaffrey. Like that's barely 10, 12. That's like 13 PPR points. It's not crazy.
Yeah. And like on the other go ahead.
Yeah, I mean he's getting 25 carries though. Like he's still a focal point of this offense. So he'll have his opportunities to get big plays and get lots of points. I'm still like if someone is a little disappointed with Christian McCaffrey, I would definitely be interested in buying him.
Yeah. I like if any I was just gonna say the exact same thing. If anyone out there is selling Christian McCaffrey, sign me up. Like what do you want? You can have it, most likely. But other side of the ball, looking at top tier running backs here, looking at Kamara, like people have been a little bit disappointed with Kamara, so he might be another one that you might be able to get from somebody.
Yeah, I
He
think
had
so.
he only had 61 rushing yards and then receiving at 12 yards, so like not the typical Kamara performance that we're kind of expecting.
Yeah, and I think he's questionable this week too. I think it's still
Yeah,
that rib injury.
rib thing, yeah,
But Chris Olave is looking like a real nice rookie this season.
legit.
Yeah,
Hmm.
He's
like
so legit.
yeah, I I don't know. He might be the guy to have in that receiving corps.
I think I'm gonna keep tooting that Michael Thomas horn, but yeah, Chris Olave looking real good, but Michael Thomas I additionally like as long as he continues to stay healthy. Jarvis is kind of like I feel like we're a little out on Jarvis now. Not that it's his fault. It's just this is an offense I feel like they can't really support more than a select few guys.
Yeah, and I think he is also hurt, if I'm not mistaken.
Jarvis is. Did he get hurt?
Yeah, I don't know if it's serious or not.
He's questionable, yeah. That might further elevate Chris Olave.
I think
Get him
so.
even more targets, so. DJ Moore, where are you? Please, what are you doing to our viewers that we said you'd be a good draft pick?
Yeah, I'm starting to. I don't know. I don't know if I'm buying DJ Moore anymore.
I'm a little scared.
I don't like Baker. I've said this before.
This is an all-time low for his value, though.
It is. It really is. I mean, depending what you give up, I mean, I still want DJ Moore, but like, I don't feel confident starting him at all.
No, I like this is why it's tough with these players because like if you acquire them, like I'm gonna sit you on the bench for like 2 weeks until I feel confident and ready to roll you out there. And it's like sometimes it's tough. Like you might not have the bench space for that to kind of take the wait and see approach.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
feel like
not.
you have
I'm
to
not
give up a
confident enough
starter
to do
for
it.
him.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, he was drafted high.
Yeah, I'm definitely not giving up a starter to get DJ Moore. I don't think. Like if I
Everyone
had
was. Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
like Christian Kirk owners who like got him in like the 10th or 11th round, like this is definitely not worth trading him to get DJ Moore. But yeah,
Everyone's
Christian
hyping. Go ahead.
McCaffrey's the only player that I like from the Panthers right now. The only player that I would want to start or buy into.
I agree with that big time. Everyone's hyping up Laviska Shenault after that game. He had 90 yards and a touchdown, but he had 2 targets.
Two catches. I mean, like you
I'm
can't rely
good.
on that.
No, I'm good.
If DJ Moore isn't getting it done, then like I don't expect Laviska to. Laviska? Is it Laviska or Lavishka?
Laviska, I think.
Laviska. Okay.
He was on the Jaguars. He actually did look kind of good.
He had his games on the Jaguars.
Yeah.
I think I guess he'll have his games on this team too, but definitely won't be reliable.
Yeah.
Doubt.
I'm good with this. What do we got?
Ravens, Patriots.
Oh man, dude, I played against someone who had Lamar Jackson this weekend. Let me tell you, that hurt. Jeez, oh man. Lamar Jackson is so good. Like, so good.
Lamar Jackson wants his fully guaranteed contract.
Oh, yeah. There's something to say about drafted players who are in contract years, right?
There is, yeah.
There's something to say there. I'd like to see the statistics on players that are in contract years and see if they have an uptick in production versus like the rest of their career.
Yeah, I've said this before with like I don't think it's not necessarily a hot take to say Mark Andrews is going to be a number 1 tight end this season.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I wish I bought into Mark Andrews more in my leagues. I was very close to drafting him in Dynasty because I knew he was just going to be a win now kind of guy and also have more years ahead of him of production. But I went with Kyle Pitts instead, and right now it looks like an awful pick.
Well, it's Dynasty, so many years to find out.
To sit and stew
Yeah.
over
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins owners have to be disappointed though right now. I mean, I guess they're like working him back in.
Yeah,
But-
he's not getting the full workload yet.
Yeah, it's like how
But-
long can you wait, man?
So you might not be able to wait any longer, and you might have to sell him to a team that can wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, where you drafted him is just very disappointed right now. Rashad Bateman didn't get his 50-yard touchdown catch. A little disappointed on that, but
Yeah.
Even had a fumble.
yeah, he had a fumble
Mm.
too. I'm not
Oh my
worried though.
God. This kennel's going crazy, man. It's going crazy. I'm trying. Other side of the ball, Mac Jones got hurt. I don't know if you guys saw that. He's questionable to play.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Rough game too for him. 3 picks there.
Yeah. Devontae Parker had a nice game, but like, I'm looking at this entire Patriots offense, and I'm just like, I don't want any of it. I don't think.
Nah, not really.
Maybe that's dramatic of me to say. Ramondre Stevenson had a nice game, but I don't think I can trust any of those.
Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson, I feel like, are people that have to be rostered, but also people that have to be benched.
Yeah, I'm like so like. I feel like my mindset. I'm going a little bit off for games here a little bit, but like I feel like my mindset fantasy wise is slightly shifting this season. In that like, I found before I was always the guy that'd be like going hard on the waivers and looking for the deep finds and like I'm gonna stash this guy, I'm gonna stash this person, I'm gonna stash this person, I'm gonna wait, and then like looking at it like 99% of the time, that players didn't pan out, you know. So I'm like so much more willy-nilly with my bench spots, I feel like, this season than I ever have been. And it is because of our sleeper league, we have less bench spots to work with. But I don't know, there's something to be said for like, do you really want to, it's really worth rostering a guy you're just never going to play? You know what I mean? Is that kind of crazy? Does that sound crazy to you guys?
That makes a lot of sense. It's like the roster spots are so valuable, and I feel like, especially with our league where there's very little bench spots, it's like you don't want to take a chance in the waivers and then kind of get burned for dropping someone that could have been valuable for kind of a long shot.
I'm sweating for bye week in that league.
Yeah.
It's gonna be stressful.
We might have to do a poll for next season and be like, add bench spot, question mark.
I feel like we gotta. I don't know.
Add 2 bench spots.
That should be a yes.
Should be a yes. Yeah. We can keep rolling though. Ravens are looking real good. They have the Bills next week though. So that'll be a fun game because that'll be like super high-powered offense versus super high-powered defense and high-powered offense.
I think the Ravens aren't gonna do as well against the Bills. I mean, that's not really a hot take, but like the Ravens have been like red hot so far, and I think that it's gonna come to an end against the Bills.
Yeah. All right, we got to stick to our 45-minute time frame here. Let's rapid fire some.
Yeah, we got to zip through this.
We got to zip through.
DeAndre Swift hurt. Own Jamal Williams. If DeAndre Swift isn't playing this week, then you have to start Jamal Williams.
100%. Just yes. This offensive line looks so much better than it did last year, and it's just like the Lions are kind of good. Like they're just like Jared Goff's playing good. Amon-Ra St. Brown's playing good. DeAndre Swift's playing amazing. Jamal Williams is playing good without DeAndre Swift. Just playing. Go get him if you can get him, but you can't. I'm sure you can't. 99% chance you can't right now.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, a good player. very good player. I mean, didn't have a crazy
And
game this week, but like
chance at a
this might
top
be like his
10
4.
finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Dalvin Cook hurt.
He
Go
just
buy Alexander Madison if you can, which you probably can't. 99% chance you can't.
yeah, but like Cook had like a dislocated shoulder injury, but like I think he's still good to go for this week.
Yeah, I had seen an article. I think it was like a fantasy doctor article or like YouTube video, or I forget where I had read this or heard this, but those shoulder dislocation injuries apparently have a very, very high percent chance at reoccurring, especially in a contact sport like, football.
Yeah.
But with us being so early in the season, like if Alexander Madison is on your waiver wire, just like can be added, go get him. Because like there's a solid, like there's a I would say there's like a 50% chance that you're getting RB1 numbers for a few weeks with Alexander Madison. So
Yeah.
like just that's worth a bench spot. I feel like that's someone that is actually worth stashing.
I agree. Yeah. Adam Thielen had a good game for once.
Yeah,
I'm
whatever.
not really, yeah, I'm not excited about that at all.
I was so on the Adam Thielen hype train. Go watch episode 1. I'm over it.
I remember Justin Jefferson, buy low
Oh
right
yeah, go buy low.
now.
Go
Go get
go
him.
sell the farm. I don't even care. Listen to me. Sell the farm. We'll come back to this episode at the end of the season, and if I was wrong, I won't even believe you. I won't believe it. I don't know what I'll do. Listen, if I'm wrong, I'll do the final hot sauce. If Justin Jefferson
Wow.
does not finish as a top 10 receiver this year, I'm doing the final hot sauce.
Wow. Okay. Go trade Deontay Johnson to get Justin Jefferson if you can.
Yep.
There might be some opportunities out there that you can take advantage of.
Birds.
Go Birds.
MVP Hurts.
Offense in the league. I don't care. We're just the best right now.
I think you're the most explosive, if I'm
We
being
have like
honest.
the best offense defense combo. Probably the Bills, but like I feel we're like second. This is crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm keeping Smith if I have him. I'm keeping Brown if I have him. I'm keeping Hurts if I have him. Don't
Those
move away
are
from these players.
those 3 are starting for me every single week if I have them. Like they're in my lineups.
Yeah.
If you have Dallas Goedert, you're probably starting him because you're probably in the position where you waited on tight end. Miles Sanders is a little bit more questionable as a start for me though, just because of what we've kind of said prior to that. Just like Jalen Hurts is going to steal a ton of rushing production, and they kind of have a weird committee thing with their running backs.
Yeah, and I feel like they're also just like so proficient throwing the ball now that they don't really have to rely on the run as much.
It's insane. I did not expect that at all. Like this game we killed them. We killed them. No rushing touchdowns from Hurts. Didn't need it. Leading rusher, Miles Sanders, 46 yards. Didn't need it. Like, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. This is, and I don't want to overstep here, but Jalen Hurts has taken such a step forward. It appears that he has taken such a step forward as a passer, and that was my biggest question mark with Hurts as a quarterback, was just that passing accuracy. And passing the eye test. I'm hyped. Sell the farm. Go get Jalen Hurts. Sell the farm. If Jalen Hurts doesn't have a top 10 fantasy season, I will take hot sauce.
I think he's gonna have a QB1 finish. I think he's gonna be the top fantasy guy at the end of the season.
I Snapchatted that to you guys also. I said the same hot take. I said Jalen Hurts QB1, and I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding. That's my guess. That's my prediction.
I'm loving what I'm seeing so far from him.
Gotta start writing down these predictions. So
Yeah,
many are getting thrown out.
I got the notepad. I've got the notepad right here. Commanders side of the ball, very encouraging for Curtis Samuel owners. He's getting 10 targets. I know that the stat line wasn't great, but like the Eagles defense played out of their minds. Like, we sacked Carson Wentz a ridiculous amount of times. I forget how many sacks he had, like how many times he was sacked, but it was insane.
Wasn't it like 6 or something?
Yeah, it like they had no time to do anything. And
Yeah.
like I feel like Curtis Samuel PPR wise has such a solid floor that like if I have Curtis Samuel, I'm probably gonna roll him out there after this week. Even though this isn't a great stat line, it's just like he's just like he's passing the eye test in terms of like he just is a starting fantasy player in my opinion at this point.
Yeah, depending who you got. But
Depending who you got, yeah.
um,
He's like a flex kind of guy.
yeah. I don't know if he's must start territory in my
McLaurin
opinion.
had some nice catches in this game though. He saved himself in garbage time for having a decent stat line, but like the catches that he did have were like contested and for
Yeah. And John Dotson, I mean,
this is what he's gonna be. He's like with the amount of targets he's getting, he's gonna be the guy where it's like he's gonna be touchdown dependent. I feel like.
yeah. And then Antonio Gibson, I mean, like, you could argue that Eagles defense was just crazy good, and maybe you don't come to too many conclusions from this game, but
I would still be rolling with Antonio Gibson. I think this matchup was just really tough for this offense.
yeah.
Go Birds.
Interesting to see his long-term value since Brian Robinson might be coming back in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on the radar. I a lot of people are into Brian Robinson, and I don't know. I feel like I'd still be sticking with Antonio Gibson if it were me, and not be like super concerned. Maybe keep him as a handcuff slash like just in case kind of guy if you have Gibson, but I wouldn't be like running to go grab Brian Robinson either. And I could be wrong in that.
Yeah.
Jahan Dotson is still a guy that I'm like, this is hilarious that I'm saying this, but he's a guy that I would be holding, even though in our league I just dropped him. But we have no bench spots in our league either. But I do like Dotson a lot.
Yeah.
What we got?
Chiefs and Colts.
Chiefs and Colts. How did this happen? I didn't watch this game. How did this happen?
I didn't watch this
Explain
game
this to
either.
me.
I was right. I was right on this one.
No
yeah.
way. That was yours.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yes, we got one.
Ooh.
Colts beat the Chiefs. I got
We're
a half
hitting
one.
these.
I got half. Yeah, I said Dolphins over Bills. I got that, but not by 40. They didn't put up 40. And then you said Jets beat Bengals.
Yeah, I did say that.
Yeah. So
Can't win them all.
can't win them all. 2 for 3, pretty good.
I don't think I've came to any new conclusions with the Chiefs, though. I mean,
Yeah,
Juju's going to be all over the place.
it's like they look so different without Tyreek Hill, don't they?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. It's like like we were having that conversation about AJ Brown on the Eagles. Like the Titans just look so different without AJ Brown, and I know there's more at play there, but like it's kind of like to me it seems a very similar situation offense wise with the Chiefs, where it's like you take away this like amazing wide receiver, put him on another team, he looks great there, you know.
Yep. Yo, how about Clyde getting 7 carries for 0 yards and a touchdown?
I love that stat.
That's a good stat.
Can we screenshot? I'm gonna screenshot that. I'm screenshotting that. That's gonna be our thumbnail. God, it's so good. And I bet you there were all these experts saying, "Start this man. Start of the week. Clyde Edwards-Helaire."
Yeah, but like, this could have been just like an off game for the Chiefs as a whole. I don't know. Like I said before, like it's Travis Kelce, and that's about it. I mean, and Patrick Mahomes. Those are 2 players that I'm comfortable with.
Yep. That's it. I don't want anything else from this. I don't care about upside. I'm not touching any of this outside of those 2.
Pittman.
You got
Good.
Pittman. You're starting Pittman. Good. We should just say that every week. We just bring up the Colts game. We go Pittman good, and then just move on. There's nothing else to say. Pittman's good.
Taylor disappointing, but
Yeah, disappointing,
Definitely.
but he got a lot of work.
yeah.
It's he's got it. You have him, you keep rolling with him.
Like, how are the Colts still disappointing even when they beat the Chiefs? Like, how is that possible?
Yeah, really. Wait a minute. That's so funny. I like that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. We got to rapid fire these.
Yeah,
We
we
got to
got
rapid
rapid
fire 'em.
fire.
We're gonna be sitting on a 2-hour episode.
Bears, Texans.
Bears, Texans. Connor, you got it. You got your W, didn't you?
Yep.
Yep. Feeling great about it?
Not really.
Western Field
Yeah.
sucks, man.
It was rough, like really rough.
Where's Darnell Mooney?
Khalil Herbert. That's
Oh,
the bright
Yeah.
side here.
Yeah.
I didn't watch this game. Does Justin Fields suck? Like from this game, like from looking at the stat line, I'm kind of coming to that conclusion.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's a lot of things. It's the O-line,
O-line,
like
yeah.
feels he's got to run around, and receiving there's nothing. Like,
Well, yeah. I mean, if the O-line stinks so much, how is Khalil Herbert almost getting 200 rushing yards?
I think that's more Houston Texans rush defense than
Okay.
much of any. I mean, we'll say our offensive line has been pretty good with rushing,
Okay.
rather than pass. So, I mean, I see a lot more rushing in the future. Pick up Khalil Herbert.
So
I think that's
I have
my
a question
advice.
for you. I have a question for you, Connor. Going off of what you just said, I've seen a lot of things that say pick up Khalil Herbert. One obviously is a huge handcuff to Montgomery, but I've seen fantasy analysts, the experts, saying now that Khalil Herbert has blown up with this game, he's earned more work. So you can start Khalil Herbert even when Montgomery is healthy. Do you buy into that?
Probably not.
No.
Like, we're not going to produce enough to justify both Montgomery and Herbert.
I felt it was a little overhyped, but you watch the Bears games in and out, so I wanted to see what your take on that was.
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, I could see maybe them going to a committee. In that case, it's kind of rough. But
I feel like he just has to like win the job to be a fantasy starter.
yeah,
And that's not gonna happen. If this is going to a split committee, I'm jumping ship. I mean, this offense
Yeah.
is not good enough to have a reliable fantasy running back
Yeah.
when there's two running backs starting. I think Khalil Herbert is a better fantasy asset when David Montgomery's hurt than David Montgomery is when he's healthy and has Khalil Herbert there. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
if I remember correctly, I mean last season Khalil Herbert had a bunch of like pretty good games whenever Montgomery
Yeah,
was
like I
out.
feel like whenever he's gotten the chance, he's just like passed the eye test and looked good.
Yeah,
So like
so
he's a guy, if you have in Dynasty, you're feeling real good.
yeah, and like I don't think this is like news to the Bears. Like I mean in my opinion, I feel like they're still gonna stick with David Montgomery being the main guy there. But I don't know.
Probably. Which one's more of a receiving threat? Montgomery for sure, Connor, or are they both kind of receiving
Mm,
backs? Because I don't even. What Khalil Herbert only had 2 targets in this game.
Or we could say neither.
Yeah, you can say neither.
yeah. I wouldn't say like one is more a receiver than the other. Like, I think they're both good all-around backs. And like, with passing, like, it's not looking good either. So
I don't know if you guys can see. Don't look at the stats. Who had a higher QBR, Davis Mills or Justin Fields?
I hope Davis Mills.
yeah, I would think so.
Davis Mills' QBR was 19.5. Justin Fields' QBR was 19.4. Yeah, there's
Oh my.
0.1 difference.
What? I don't know how that even gets formulated.
Justin Fields was sacked 5 times versus Davis Mills 1, though.
Huh.
Yeah.
Damon Pierce. It's very encouraging.
And looking at all these names on this entire box score, Damian Pierce is the only one I want on my fantasy team, and Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
That's it. And
Yep.
I mean Montgomery when he's healthy, but like, that's it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Darnell Mooney. Sorry about saying draft Darnell Mooney. I'm as surprised as you are. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I'm
But we
sorry
have to
about
react.
Cole Kmet.
We got to react to what we've got here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
They're
know.
probably killing Darnell Mooney's career, right? I don't know if they're doing it or if he's doing it, but he looked good before.
I think it helped having Allen Robinson.
True.
I think now it's just like let's cover up Mooney and have the other receivers beat us.
Yeah.
It's kind of working.
Yeah.
Still receiver 1.
Receiver 1 still. This might be the cheapest receiver 1 you can buy.
I think
right
so.
Here.
He has the potential to catch a total of 2 thrown passes from Justin Fields.
100% target share. 2 balls. Oh man, I'm sorry, Connor. I expected more, honestly.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, yeah.
Hey, we're 2-1.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Look at it like that. It's all behind you. Anything
the
can happen
Giants
from
next
this point
week.
forward. There you go.
Hey,
Could be 3-1.
Might be the ugliest 3-1 team.
Yeah. All right. Enough of the Bears.
Yeah.
Getting depressed.
Can't really rapid fire that one. Yeah, we should have rapid fired that one, but we
The
didn't.
Jaguars are good.
Jaguars
They're
are
a good
good.
team. They're
Jaguars
a
are
good team
just good.
now.
Yeah, no, they're just
Trevor
good.
Lawrence is turning into an actual fantasy asset that I would want to start over some people.
Yeah,
Like
he's looking good.
Kirk Cousins. I think I'd start him over Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, I would strongly consider starting him over Stafford also.
Uh,
He's looking good, and like this team is just kind of like rolling. I mean, look at. I mean, you got Zay Jones, 85 yards touchdown. Christian Kirk, 72 yards touchdown. Marvin Jones, 33 yards but touchdown. Like I don't know, they're rolling right now. James Robinson's killing it.
yeah.
I just so kicking myself. Wish I would have been like, hey, James Robinson's good. Just draft him. You can get him so cheap. Cause like, look at this.
Yep. Yep. ETN even getting a good amount of carries, being involved in the passing game too. I mean,
I am still so discouraged by ETN though. Like where you drafted him, like I'm not starting him if I have him.
No, you're definitely starting James Robinson over ETN. That hasn't changed.
If you have
Christian-
ETN, I feel like every stat line you're just gonna look at and be like, ooh, like just be angry about it.
Yeah. Christian Kirk continuing his tear.
Absolute tear.
Yeah.
He's got to be like top 5 receiver right now, statistic wise, right?
I think so. I think he's up there.
It's crazy. I also saw this is nothing to do with this game, but I saw that current receiving yard leaders, Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are both top 5 in receiving yards for the season.
I believe it. And Tua's number 1 in passing yards, I think.
Yeah, that was so random. It had nothing to do with this game, but I just thought of it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not much else I gotta say about Jaguars though. I mean,
No.
their other receiving options, I think it's going to be very inconsistent. besides
I think
Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk's the one you want. And outside of
Absolutely.
that, you're like, people are hyping up Zay Jones, but like, I don't know if I'm not super buying into that.
Yeah, I'll have to see more.
Yeah, I'd want to see more. If you have a bench spot though, might be a decent stash. I don't know. Maybe not. Like I'm looking at his stat lines now, and like this was his one big game. The first two games he had 65 yards, and then and then the next one he had 23. So people are probably hyping up this one game, but
yeah. I'm pressing the panic button on Austin Eckler.
I think I am too.
I would jump ship. Like if you could get something for Austin Eckler, like Dalvin Cook or something, I would do it.
I don't think you can.
I don't think you can either, but
This is like the roughest start to a fantasy RB. Like this at this caliber. I mean, PPR, he's saving you reception wise, but geez, oh man, his yards per carry are just garbage.
It's awful, and they're like
so
involving other people. Like it's starting to become like a committee almost.
What is this? Sony Michel
awful.
getting 5 carries, 4.4 yards per carry. Like you drafted Eckler for this to be the Eckler show. Not that 5 carries is like crazy, but it's weird.
But those 5 carries, I think it says a lot. Get this, he was only on the field 56% of the time.
That's concerning. That's very concerning. And shout out Sleeper, give us a sponsorship. I love that you can go on and see snap percentages for players. That is so nice.
Yes. Yeah, it's so nice. Like
that
with
is an essential stat.
Yeah, with that stat for Christian Kirk, I think he's on the field at least 90% of the times.
Yeah.
That's a really nice snap percentage.
Yes.
But for Austin Eckler, I'm going to read you each week's snap percentage. 49%, 63%, 56%. It's awful.
Wow. I don't believe that. That's insane.
Like I think for all three of us, he was kind of like high on our rankings.
Yeah, I mean, I had him a tiny bit lower than like where a lot of like experts and analysts were ranking him, but I didn't have him super low. You know, like I still thought he was going to be a top 10 running backs for sure. This is very concerning, especially where you drafted him. You probably got him in the first 2 rounds for sure.
Most likely, yeah. I would sell him for something. I mean, I don't know what you can get. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, chances are if you drafted Austin Eckler, I mean, you're probably not going to win this year because that's your first
Probably
round.
not. Yeah.
I mean, like there's no coming back from that. And it's not even like he like got injured and you could pick up his backup.
Yeah.
It's just this is a mess.
Complete
that
mess.
I want no part of.
No. Mike Williams, yeah, that's weird. We just said that. Mike Williams didn't really have a game, but I'm not super concerned about him as a player because didn't he have a really good game last week?
Yup. It was like a 35-point game. He's up and down. We've been
he always has crazy good plays.
Yeah. I don't know how much longer Keenan Allen's going to be out for, but
I think he's supposed to come back this week.
Okay. I would you rather start Mike Williams or Curtis Samuel?
Curtis Samuel, I think.
Mike Williams.
Well,
I think I would go Mike Williams.
No, I'm gonna say Mike Williams.
Even with Keenan Allen playing too.
Williams.
It's tough because, like you said, I feel like Curtis Samuel definitely has like a higher floor.
He does.
But Mike Williams has such a high ceiling.
I guess you should look at your matchup situationally and determine if you want a player that's going to give you floor of like 8 to 10 fantasy points, or if you want to go for it and what your needs are.
Like maybe you're going against a team that is projected way more than you. Then in that situation, I might want to play Mike Williams.
Yeah. That's a good question right there. Because Curtis Samuel, like, week in and week out, he's getting 10 targets and like even a little bit of rushing work. And that's valuable. That's very valuable.
Nice. Yeah.
Chargers are, man.
Now we got Rams, Cardinals.
Cam Akers having a little bit of sign of life.
Dude, screw that backfield.
Yeah, I don't want. I like even we were saying like now's the time buy Cam Akers after week 1, but like I'm not even hyped if I have Cam Akers. I'm just like,
Yeah, but you
and then
can't
like,
buy.
oh, Daryl Henderson's the guy. Never mind. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just weird.
I said week 1, Cam Akers. This is his lowest value ever. Like, you could probably
Oh yeah.
give up like a droppable player on your team to get him, but I don't think that's the case anymore.
No.
But I'm still not really trying to get Cam Akers.
He's still on the bench if he can be at this
Yeah.
point.
Allen Robinson.
He's so up and down. This Rams offense is just like odd.
Yeah.
Not playing at the level that it was last year, and it's just odd right now.
Cooper Kupp's the only guy I can trust
Yeah.
on this entire offense. I can't even trust Stafford.
And the few like games seen, like Rams games or like highlights of Rams games, a lot of the picks that Stafford has thrown, I believe, were in the direction of like Cooper Kupp. Like I feel like he is like forcing the ball to Cooper Kupp, and I think that was the case last year too. But just an observation. Don't really know the fantasy implications of that, but just offense wise, I feel like they're shoving that ball in Cooper Kupp's hands a lot. Maybe too much so.
Dude, why is Kyler Murray only running the ball 2 times for 8
I don't
yards?
know. That's not right.
What was this? Wait, what was the score of this game?
20-12.
Wait, so they didn't score any touchdowns? Cardinals?
Did they just kick field goals?
I think so.
Yeah, they just kicked field goals.
Hey, maybe a waiver option.
Matt
Get
Prater,
Prater.
maybe.
4 for 4.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's a pretty good stat line.
James Conner, you have to be disappointed in that.
Yeah.
He's questionable though.
Yeah, he was coming into the game like injured anyway, so I don't know how much that says about, his future outlook, but
I feel like all these running backs we're going over have been like disappointments. Like what running back we've been like, yes, you slam dunked on that one.
This
Like-
is the year of disappointing running backs.
Yeah,
definitely.
jeez, oh man. Marquise Brown probably can't buy low there anymore.
No, but like I don't expect that kind of game from him.
No, maybe sell high.
Consistently. Could. I mean, I don't know.
I'd probably just hold him. I think it'll be solid. It'll just be a roller coaster, a wave.
Dude, Greg Dortch. Add that to the list of players that my brother picks up last minute who just wins him his fantasy games.
No, was he playing you?
Yeah, he played me this week
He
in
beat
the
you with
redraft.
Craig Dortch?
He beat me with freaking Greg Dortch. I hate going against my brother because he always has some magical bullcrap like that.
That's awesome. No disrespect to Greg Dortch.
Yeah, no disrespect, but I didn't know who the heck you were before this week. But I looked at his stat line for this season, and it's actually not terrible. I think he's gotten at least 10 points in all games. So, I don't know. Could be a waiver pickup, potentially. I mean,
it's one of those unexpected things, right? Where you're like, what?
Yeah. I mean, Zach Ertz, I feel like, is still, like, serviceable.
Yeah, you got him, you starting him probably, unless you have to. He's another guy. It's like you have him. It's because you waited on tight end and you don't have any other option, so you're starting him.
Right. Not much else to add.
Not much else to add with this.
Packers Bucks.
Oh yeah, go Pack, go!
That game was stressful.
Dude, screw this game. I mean, it pissed me off as soon as we were looking so good. We got like touchdown and then
Yeah,
another touchdown, or about to be another touchdown, and then Aaron Jones fumbles at the 1 yard line, and I'm like, great. Now all of our momentum's probably gone after that, and we're not going to score again. And that's exactly what
that was
happened.
that
I'm
was
like, are you
brutal.
kidding me?
Yeah, that fumble was brutal. You're like right there too.
We're such a momentum-based team. It's not even funny. Like
Yeah,
once we get going, it's hard to stop. Then when we do get stopped, that's it. We're done scoring for the rest of the game.
yeah.
I'm picking up Romeo Dubs.
Yeah, I asked
Dobbs,
you
I
about
should say.
Daubs because he looked pretty good in this game, and then I don't watch Packers preseason games. I'll say it now, but apparently he looked pretty good in the preseason also. So
Oh yeah,
people
he
are
was
hyping
top.
up Daubs a little bit.
Dobbs. Yeah,
Dobbs,
he was top dog in preseason. He looked really good this game, I will say. I think he caught all his passes. Um, he
8 for 8,
could. What's that?
8 for 8, 8 targets, eight receptions.
Yeah, I think he might turn into the number one target for Aaron Rodgers, which is really
Yeah,
good. I think he
that's
should be added in all leagues.
very valuable. Yeah,
Yeah, Alan Lazard though, like I still I wouldn't be surprised if Alan Lazard and Dobbs kind of trade games.
yeah. Hey, the whole thing with like us hyping up Alan Lazard prior to the season is that like we're throwing darts at guys that we think are going to be the number one receiver to Aaron Rodgers, right? Like it's like whichever one is the one that's going to hit is the one that was the steal. So we were just kind of trying to pick which one the steal is. Maybe it's Romeo Dobbs, maybe it's Alan Lazard, maybe I mean it's kind of looking more like Dobbs after this game, but like you said, it could
Yeah.
be a thing where it just which one has a game.
Yeah, and Christian Watson didn't even play in this game, so I mean, once
Yeah,
he comes back, it could
just add to the
it,
confusion.
it still isn't clear yet to me,
Yeah,
but
like
it's definitely a
if
really
you
good sign
add
for Romeo.
if you add Dobbs, are you starting him? Like, how confident are you right now?
Um, it really depends. He's not a must start, but it really depends on who's on my roster.
Yeah,
Like I'm not starting him over Curtis Samuel or Mike Williams, I don't think.
yeah, that's fair.
But I think he's pretty close to where they are. But I think we have to see a couple consistent weeks from him for
Yeah,
him to get to that level. And yeah, rushing. I mean, it's always an ugly game whenever we face the Buccaneers. I'm not panicking too much
hmm
on our rushing players. I mean, Aaron Jones was literally 2 inches away from the end zone
yeah.
before he fumbled. So,
I thought Brady was gonna win this game on you guys with that
dude,
last drive.
I was trying to like go on my sportsbook app and be like, how do I put all my money into the Bucks converting that 2 point conversion? Like I was so confident they were gonna get it because that's just
Yeah,
how Packers games pan out. And I
yeah,
was
that was
so
rough.
shocked we made a play. I'm very
Yeah,
happy, but man, that was a sloppy game from both sides.
yeah. This wasn't the best game to watch. I mean, it was fun, but it was one of those things where it's like the game was just within grasp for the Buccaneers, like for so long, and they just kept like, oh, can't score. Oh, Packers can't score. Oh, they can't score. Oh, they can't score. Which is a testament to like the defenses, but also I think there's also the fact that the Buccaneers just their entire receiving core is just injured.
Yeah.
So it's just a weird game.
Yeah.
Russell Gage had a good game though, but I saw that Chris Godwin is starting to practice again. So barring re-injury, he might be a target for trades at the moment because coming back with a Mike Evans, I mean, he was suspended this game, but Mike Evans coming back with Chris Godwin could really elevate this offense. And
Yeah.
to all you Tom Brady owners out there, ride the wave, ride the wave. I'm looking at you, Connor.
Yep.
Ride the wave. This receiving
I
core is going to get better.
I mean, if somehow you can trade Russell Gage on some poor some poor league member that doesn't know that Chris Godwin's coming back and Mike Evans is coming back, then like, yeah, definitely do that. But
There you go.
yeah, sloppy game from both sides. I expect to see better things from everybody
Yep.
in the future.
Yep.
Falcons, Seahawks.
Are we getting close to that 45-minute time?
I think we might have like 20 minutes left.
Yeah, okay. Good, we can take our time then. We can take our time. But Seahawks Falcons?
Yep.
We're looking at?
Yep.
Dude,
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts getting his 14 points.
Oh yeah. There you go.
14 PPR points. That's what we've been waiting for.
You savor that and you hold on. It's like that SpongeBob episode, what you just said. It's what we've been waiting for. You know what I'm talking about? Where he's cooking the food, but he doesn't understand. And then everyone's looking at Kyle Pitts. This is what we wanted. They savor it while it lasts.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 to 4 points for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Yep.
So enjoy it. Enjoy this 1 week. Hopefully you got the W with this week. If not, then it's not looking good.
It's not looking good. Yep. Cordell Patterson, must start. Absolute must start, dude. How did it take them so long? How did the NFL take so long to discover Cordero Patterson? I mean, he was an excellent return specialist, and he was pretty good on the Vikings. But he's breaking out at 31.
He never got used as the running back before joining the Falcons.
Yeah.
So maybe this is his true calling.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, maybe the running back was the best thing for him.
Yeah.
He's just got to get into
31.
his hands.
Yeah. Dude, so high on Cordell Patterson. I'm never riding with this guy, man. Get rid of him.
You're ageist.
Yeah, I'm a hater. I'm an ageist hater. Get him out of here.
No.
If you can get... Actually, I probably wouldn't even trade for Austin Eckler with this guy. That's a compliment towards Patterson. I don't know. I really don't like Eckler anymore, but...
I'm keeping Patterson big time. That's great. I mean, I might trade for Austin Eckler, honestly. But, he's just so good, man. Every week he's got these crazy highlights. This is his Atlanta offense. He's like the focal point of it outside of Drake London.
Kyle Pitts should be the focal point. What is Cordell Patterson being the focal point for?
Listen, he's the next David Njoku, okay? We all know it, but we're not going to see results. We know this dude's really talented. Doesn't matter.
All right.
Rashad Penny, you're putting that man right on the bench, right?
Yeah.
It's not even it's the Seahawks. I don't know. You got Ken Walker kind of creeping there. Bench. Don't want any of that. I was saying to Vinny, because Vinny was asking me should I start Tyler Lockett, and I was saying Tyler Lockett is a sneaky play this week. He's got a good matchup. He had a great game last week. He had a ton of targets. And look at this week. He's got 11 targets, 76 yards. Not like a crazy stat line, but PPR, that's pretty nice. He's got 9 catches, 76 yards. Tyler Lockett is like a sneaky buy low for me, honestly.
Interesting.
Yep.
I remember I told Vinny that Miles Sanders is the safer pick to start.
I told him to start Miles Sanders over Cordero Patterson, so...
Yep.
Yeah, and he did, I think.
I don't think he's listening to our podcast anymore.
No, I think we lost him. We're going to lose 1 view. It's going to go from 7 to 6. We lost Vinny. Well,
DK Metcalf had a game.
Things should be clear now, right?
Oh, no one's got the answers, man. We're doing our best.
Yep. Decision making should be clear in the future. Metcalf had a touchdown. I think your window to buy Metcalf is kind of closed. It's slightly closing a little bit, but
slightly open. You got the foot in the door. I feel like.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird where it's just a Seahawks offense. So I feel like he's gonna have good games, bad games. So I don't really know what to say. He's gonna get a lot of targets. And he's a good player. It's just kind of a bad situation for him.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Broncos, 49ers.
Dude, this is what I should have told Matt. Russell Wilson's my biggest disappointment of this year. I am so disappointed.
Yeah.
I was saying QB top 3 QB season for Russell Wilson this year. It could still happen, but it's looking ugly, man.
It's looking ugly. He threw 2 touchdowns. He's thrown 2 touchdowns this year. Woof.
They barely beat this or who are they? The 49ers. They barely beat the 49ers. I mean, Cortland Sutton is the only bright spot so far.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I feel like Judy's gonna be one of those like a Mike Williams kind of guy where he's like has big games and then like bad games. I feel like he's gonna be that kind of guy for this offense, and he is real talented. So like he'll have his games. I don't know. I mean, maybe you could buy low on Judy, but I wouldn't feel super comfortable starting Judy either myself. So
yeah.
Melvin Gordon taking that touchdown. Hate to see that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep bringing up Eckler. I feel like he's a very interesting player right now.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have Javonte Williams than Eckler.
I think I might be with you. Yeah. I think I'd stick it out with Eckler right now over Williams, but I don't hate that what you're saying because Javonte's looked really good. It's just that the Broncos offense is looking a little questionable, and I hate that Melvin Gordon is there. I really hate that. That's the whole thing that I just never wanted to touch. I didn't touch Javonte Williams in either of our leagues. I hate that he's there just vulturing touchdowns, taking half the carries, looking kind of okay. Like, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon's good though, but
it's fair. Yeah, I think this offense is just going through some growing pains. I wholeheartedly believe they'll turn it around sooner or later. I'm sticking to my guns. I think Russell Wilson will be a good fantasy quarterback.
if a dog barks in the next 5 seconds, starting after the end of the sentence, Russell Wilson will have a top 3 fantasy season. You heard it here first. We have our answer.
Was there no dog barking?
No dog bark. Should we
That's
go for
a bad
top
sign.
10? Top 10. Keep adding. 15?
Bad
20?
sign if the kennel's not barking.
It's a silence. We just see what they bark to. You guys see Jeff Wilson with that horrendous fumble at the end of the game?
I don't think I caught it.
It was the game sealing like the 49ers had the ball and they had a chance to win the game, and Jeff Wilson fumbled the ball running.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and that was what sealed the game for the Broncos.
I think I was so tired of watching this game that I just went to bed.
Yeah, it's just this is one of those games where it's not probably fun to watch.
Yeah.
You have Debo, you're starting him. You have Kittle, you're starting him.
Yeah.
Ayuk.
Buy low on Debo.
Buy low on Debo. Buy him. Buy him. For sure. I agree with that. Jeff Wilson, you guys starting him?
In my one league, I have to.
I feel like I'm at the point where soon I'm gonna have to, and I'm not super excited about it.
All right. Well, am I starting Jeff Wilson, J.K. Dobbins, or Kenneth Walker? I don't have many options here.
It's Jeff Wilson, and those three you have to. He's getting all of the he's a guy who's just getting all of the touches on his team, but that's those are questionable touches, right?
I can't wait for Elijah Mitchell to come back and get me one good week and then get injured.
Yep, and then you're like, all right, I guess I'll put Jeff Wilson.
It's purgatory, man. This backfield's purgatory.
Yeah, I will say though, Jeff Wilson has had two straight games of over 100 scrimmage yards, which is encouraging. Yards per carry is super high in this game, 6.3. Yeah. It just hurt to see him fumble that ball and lose the game. That maybe man.
Yeah,
but he's oddly the focal point of this offense with him and Debo. So maybe he is just entering start status.
We got one more.
Yeah, last one.
Got one
Cowboys,
more.
Giants.
CD Lamb, trash. He's trash. You see that drop? You see that drop?
You
before
see that
halftime?
TD?
Trash. I don't care. Don't even talk to me about it.
Did you
Trash.
see that TD though? Like honestly,
Trash.
that was
Complete
such.
trash, dude. Trash. That drop was horrible.
No, that drop
Complete
was
trash.
really
He had a
bad.
touchdown. Trash.
It was a really bad drop, but like he made up for it with that touchdown catch. Like that was one of the cleanest catches I've seen.
No, yeah, I know. Yeah, no,
You can't buy
I'm
low on
obviously
CeeDee
over.
Lamb anymore.
No, you can't. I'm obviously overreacting. I'm being dramatic on purpose. But yeah, CeeDee Lamb, you can't buy low on CeeDee Lamb anymore. He's only gonna get better when Dak comes back. Like I'm not worried about. I'm not really worried about this Cowboys offense. I just like if you have Elliott or Pollard, I just feel like they're both gonna just be elevated. This whole offense will be elevated when Dak comes back.
Yeah, I mean Cooper Rush is leading a better offense than like the Steelers or the Titans. So
Yep.
So yeah, I don't think you can really buy low on anyone unless you want to buy low on Ezekiel Elliott from Kyle.
Yeah, I'm a dude who's like kind of on the sell train of Ezekiel Elliott just because of like how 50-50 this backfield is. It makes me very nervous. And Tony Pollard has just had he's consistently looked more explosive than Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, you always have.
So it's making I'm actually hitting the panic button on Zeke. So if you want to take advantage of me and buy and like or a dude like me in your league and buy Ezekiel Elliott, you probably can.
Yeah. Though no one's going to be a fantasy stud unless one of these guys gets hurt.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They're capping each other's value big time. And I thought it was going to be more. I mean, I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect a 50-50 split like this.
Yeah.
Carry wise. They're both talented, but Pollard's just younger and just looks more explosive and, kind of a rough time to be an owner of Zeke or either.
Yeah.
Just because they're capping.
I think Michael Gallup, he might be out for one more week, but I think he's coming back pretty soon.
Yeah, I think he'll make an impact. I think he's worthy of a bench stash for sure.
I think so, with Dak coming back soon.
Yeah. Like Dak will probably he's not playing this week, but like week 5 is within the realm of possibility for sure.
Yeah.
Saquon looks nice.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't looking too nice before that touchdown run.
No. Yeah, we already kind of touched on that, but yeah. You see Daniel Jones just like running for his life.
Yeah.
Like gaining all those rushing yards.
Yeah.
That was fun though. I feel like that's like every game we see Daniel Jones just like racing around.
Yeah, and Sterling Shepard taking a leisurely jog on the field and then having a season-ending injury.
Yeah, there's an ACL for you. That's rough. Like they're receiving like this might be a time like I heard on one of the fantasy shows that I casually listen to. They were hyping up Kadarius Toney because of that Sterling Shepard injury because they're like, what are they going to do? Turn to Kenny Golladay? Probably not.
No.
I mean, what do they have? But then again, look at the stat line. Where's Kadarius Toney?
Was he hurt? Was he just not playing?
I think he's just not playing.
That's crazy to me.
It's crazy.
They need him out there.
I don't understand what he did. Because he's such a weird unicorn player where he just looked so good when he was playing last year. Like, he looked so good. Like, I was convinced. I was absolutely convinced. Oh, no, it says he's questionable, so maybe he was injured in this game.
Yeah, Tony didn't practice yet today.
Yeah. Even so, like, with them not really using him, like, it's just so confusing because, like, he passed the eye test, like, big time when he was playing last year.
Oh yeah.
Like that game where he had like 130 yards. I was like, this dude's just it. Like I added him. I drafted him this year. I added him last year. I was just like, this dude's got it. He's
Yeah.
looking so good.
Well, there's also that rookie,
Wandale.
Wandale. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he gets a little bit more work from this. It's just weird, like kind of hard to stash either with this Giants offense. But I don't know. Someone's getting targets. Put that on your radar at least. Someone's gonna get targets.
Yeah, maybe it's Saquon.
Maybe it's Saquon.
I don't know. I never really liked this offense ever. But
Nah.
Saquon's the only player on this team I like.
Yep. That's the only the only startable. That's not even a hot take. Just the only startable player in this offense.
I think that's all the games, right?
It's everything. All right.
Yeah, finished.
We're reading our Matthew Berry email, and then we can do our hot takes quickly.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So this is what I got. I said, "Hello, Matthew. I would like to extend the invitation to the most relaxed, up-and-coming fantasy football podcast show. The show is called Lakeside Fantasy. We do not have the answers, but neither do the experts. No offense. The podcast is just three friends discussing our fantasies regarding fantasy. You are a very respected individual in the fantasy football community, and we would greatly enjoy the opportunity to have you on the show. We appreciate your time and consideration. Best." And then I have my credentials underneath because it's my
Good.
official email. So it says Masters of Education.
Yeah, we
So
won't
he's gonna be
take
like,
it seriously.
he's gonna be like, this guy's kind of interesting, you know. So that's my email I've got typed up to Matthew Berry. If you guys are both approving of that, I'll click the send button right here.
Yeah, that it's perfect.
Yeah.
And
Well
the subject is an exceptional opportunity. So that's gonna pop up in his inbox. An exceptional opportunity.
What can we pay Matthew Berry with?
I don't know. Just
Exposure.
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 Honestly, exposure. Like Renee,
That's true.
name dropping Renee here. She's probably never heard of Matthew Berry, but then she'll see like, oh, who are you having on the show? Matthew Berry. There's exposure, right there.
Uh-huh.
There you go. All right. Sent. Maybe I should have linked to the podcast. He probably already listens though.
Oh yeah, he's already.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's all right.
didn't even have to send the email. But
All right. I'm looking at these games. I'm picking Hot Tamale for week 4.
well, I was gonna add something new to this where maybe your hot tamale take doesn't have to be like you picking a winner in a game. It could be like if you think a player's gonna really go off or
Yeah,
a
I like
player's
that.
gonna have a really bad week. I mean, it could be anything, I feel like.
I like that.
Unless we want to do a game and also something like that. I mean, I don't know.
I have mine. Already. Hot Tamale take. Aaron Rodgers top 5 QB week. Finish. I really think the Packers are gonna just destroy the Patriots. That's my pick.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna be a hot tamale take, but I'm gonna take the 49ers over the Rams, and I think Debo's gonna finish number 1.
Okay, I like that. Like the number 1 overall.
Well, yeah, for running back, wide receiver, not QB. Yeah, QB too. I'll outscore everybody this week.
Yeah. Outscore everyone.
I don't know. I think Debo's due for a huge game.
I like that. Go get games here.
I'm leaving the Bengals alone this week. They can rest easy.
Good, good. Yeah, I feel like that was gonna be my pick, where it's like Dolphins over Bengals, but I just feel like that's kind of a given at this point.
Yeah.
That's not even a hot tamale. It's not even like a what?
No,
It all depends on Tua.
it does.
It's
Yeah.
very true. Yeah.
I think I'll do for my game. I'll take the Jags over the Eagles.
Wow.
Sorry to do that to you, Kyle.
Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. I kind of looked. Honestly, I looked at the Eagles and I was like, I can't make that my hot tamale take. I just can't do it because I looked at it and I was like, oh man, the Jaguars are looking pretty good. But yeah.
I
And
never. Yeah, go ahead, Connor.
I was gonna say, for the player, I was gonna say Christian Kirk 2 touchdowns
Okay.
and over 100 yards.
Sure about that?
Okay.
He's gonna get Slay. He's gonna get Slay.
They're gonna need a big performance to beat the Eagles.
I never thought I would say this, but I'm looking forward to the Eagles and the Jaguars play each other.
There you go.
That'll be an interesting game.
I'm gonna go Bears over Giants and Darnell Mooney. I already have a player. I already had a player, but this is like something I don't actually believe, but it's just like a hot tamale take. Darnell Mooney is gonna have his game. This is it. He's gonna have his game.
Is he gonna get 3 catches?
Darnell Mooney. He's gonna get 3 catches and he's gonna get 80 yards and he's gonna get a touchdown and it's gonna be his game. So I kind of did 2 players in a game, but
All right. Just because it's now my brain juices are flowing, I'm gonna say Justin Fields will make over 20 completions this week.
calm down. Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
And he'll only miss 6 passes.
You taking hot sauce on that one?
I'll take hot sauce on that. Well, I mean, not the
What?
exact.
Hold on.
Not the exact 6 misses, but he'll have over 20 completions. That's my hot sauce take.
20
My-
plus
my ba-
completions.
Yeah, my Bengals take was a hot sauce certified. I'll have to take that next week. I am a little under the weather, and I don't feel like
Okay.
putting hot sauce in my body this week.
I get
But
it.
next
I get
week
it.
I'll make up for it.
Cheating
So
the
you're
fans.
taking you're taking hot sauce if Justin Fields has less than 20 completions.
No,
Or the
right.
way around.
Yeah. No.
That is
No,
correct?
you're right. Yeah, you're right. I'm taking hot
Okay.
sauce if he has less than 20 completions.
All right, less than 20 completions. Oh man, I'm gonna be sweating for you. I picked the Bears over the Giants, man. Darnell Mooney is gonna be his game. I don't know if I
We're
believe
riding with
that.
the Bears this week, Connor.
I don't know if I believe that. We're gonna speak this into existence for you, Connor. We got you. We got you.
Very nice.
If we can curse an entire NFL franchise that was just recently in the Super Bowl, we got you.
Yeah, we have a lot of sway, it seems like.
All right. Do we want to say Bears Super Bowl champs?
I'm not going that far.
I don't know about that one. Let's wait a week and we'll do it next week.
Okay.
And everyone, it's been real. It's been a good episode. A longer one, but I've enjoyed this one.
Yeah, it was fun having Matt on for a little bit.
Yeah,
Getting his takes.
Yep.
Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I think that wraps it up. Yeah, we'll try to see you Monday. As long as no one gets sick or goes on vacation, we'll be there. But yeah, thanks for listening. Catch you guys next week.
Lakeside Fantasy.
Yeah, Lakeside Fantasy, YouTube, Instagram. What else are we on? Is that it?
Facebook, Instagram,
Oh, we have a
YouTube.
Facebook. Okay, yeah.
We've got a Facebook.
all the social medias.
That's right. Good luck in your matchups. Hopefully, you're having a prosperous fantasy season thanks to our podcast. Unlike some of the hosts here, one of the hosts.
We got a lot of the hosts.
Yeah.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
But all
We'll
right.
catch you guys next week. See
Yep,
ya.
see you guys.
See ya.